The Witcher Enhanced Edition. Is it worth playing in 2019-2020? Witcher 1 aged well. It's like a good wine, the older the better. You can add a lot of different mods now. The game is smooth and still worth playing. More details in the sections. Should you play Witcher 3 without Witcher 1 and 2? No. Play this franchise in order. Please do yourself a favor and start from Witcher 1 Enhanced Edition. You will value Witcher 3 even more if you do so. First section is the story. The game starts as a classic cliché in storytelling. You're a monster hunter that lost memory. In the middle of your recovery in Witcher's stronghold Kaer Morhen, all hell breaks loose. Salamandra organization, or better to say, main bad guys in Witcher 1, attack your castle, steal the ancient Witcher secrets, and escape. Geralt is on a mission to recover what's stolen and, of course, uncover who is behind Salamandra. Witcher 1 is based on a book named The Last Wish, so expect a lot of mature content, racism, gore, insults, and funny conversations. 13 years later, the story still feels fresh and better than 90% of new gen games. 9 out of 10 for story. Next section, game bugs and optimization. It's optimized and it's bug free. Few glitches or crashes here and there will of course happen, but nothing will be game breaking. The game runs very smooth with 1 second loading screens if you decide to play in 2019. 9 out of 10 for this section. Game time. Well, it depends how you play and on what difficulty you're playing on. Stick to the main story on easiest difficulty, you'll finish the game in 15 hours. Stick to the main story on hardest difficulty plus do every side quest in the game, you'll spend at least 40 hours in the game. Replay value is low. I had only 2 playthroughs of Witcher 1. One was back in 2007 and one 11 years later in 2018. Late 2018. Nothing beats the very first playthrough, at least for me. Game time section gets 8 out of 10. Next section is game difficulty. For easier difficulties, you'll be able to do everything without consumables, even without magic, so-called Witcher signs. For hardest difficulty, all is required plus some luck. You'll need to use signs, Witcher magic, you'll need to apply oils on your swords, you'll need consumables, and a good understanding of game mechanics, like switching stances for example. Hardest difficulty is not a joke in Witcher 1, you'll die a lot, especially from boss fights if you don't level Geralt properly. I mean it, good luck in killing the first boss on hardest difficulty. 10 out of 10 for game difficulty. Maps and graphics, next section. We got 6 chapters in Witcher 1 and it's more than enough for 13 years old game. It's safe to say that the game will work well for 99% of people on ultra high settings. You can add mods and make the game look even better. Graphics are not outdated, the game still looks very good in 2019, nothing special but good. This game was based on Neverwinter Nights engine. 8 out of 10 for maps and graphics. Gameplay, the most important section. Well, tons of conversations, detective work, plus monster hunting, that's in short. Use your steel sword for humans and non-humans, use your silver sword for monsters. This mechanic was seen for the very first time in Witcher 1 back in 2007 and it was very innovative. Now when we add meditation, Witcher signs and preparation for monster hunting contracts, you can already assume the amount of fresh and new stuff invented for this game. I loved Witcher 1 back in the day, it really made a breakthrough with its originality innovations. Choices and consequences for side quests and main quest are also there. The most important thing is of course, is gameplay fun? Yeah, it's very fun. You'll never get bored and you'll always have something to do and plan ahead. Immersion in Witcher 1 is great. Slavic environment with Slavic customs. It's great even in 2019. 10 out of 10 for gameplay. Next section is NPCs and enemies. Most of the character designs were reused in the game, at least for unimportant NPCs. That's the annoying part. Main characters in Witcher world are unique and very, extremely memorable. Triss, Dandelion, Zoltan, Thane, Siegfried, and many more. Enemies tend to be a bit dumb. AI is not that good. In other words, it's closer to being bad than good. Huge variety of enemies and monsters though. All is there, from ghouls to vampires. Boss fights are also unique and fun. 7 out of 10 for NPCs and enemies. Next section is leveling and itemization. Geralt, it's Geralt and it's Geralt only. Leveling is simple when you have only one character. You put points in melee for steel sword or silver sword, where every point will increase your stats, damage, crit chance, etc. You put points for signs, which are magic, and increase your sign intensity, or better to say, increase damage output on signs or receive less damage while under, for example, Queen sign. Put points in main attributes and increase vitality, mobility, or overall damage stats. It's quite basic, nothing special and nothing new here. Itemization is poor. In the entire game you get only one armor, useless rings that do nothing at all, and 2 same swords that you'll upgrade with runes. Side weapons are there just for cosmetics. Consumables, recipes, and books are useful, but for higher difficulties. Leveling and itemization failed in Witcher 1, and it will get 4 out of 10 only. Next section, music and sound. Everything is fully voice acted for 12 years old game. Action adventure RPG genre, it's quite an accomplishment. Voice acting is solid, music is solid too, sound effects are great. Main character voice acting is great. 8 out of 10 for this section. Now we got a conclusion. We got 73 points in 9 sections, which gives 8.1 out of 10. Or better to say, 8 out of 10 for Witcher 1 Enhanced Edition in 2019. This game back in 2007 was for sure 9 or even 10 out of 10. It aged well, it's playable, so what are you waiting for? Go and play it, it's worth it, it's cheap. It's like $1 when it's on sale. Play this game in 2019, play it in 2020. It's really good. Have fun guys, I'll be seeing you on the next one.